Hi everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. Today we're going to take a look at a 2021, believe it or not, GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 Carbon Pro. We're going to talk about exactly what you can expect to find if this is a used truck you would like to buy. And I'm going to tell you an important trick to getting the best gas mileage possible on this particular truck. And one thing that really sets this truck apart, surprisingly, this is only the second model of any GMC or Chevrolet 1500 series pickup that I've done with the 3-liter turbocharged 6-cylinder under the hood. So let's take a look at exactly what you get. So while we're at it, let's talk about the pros that you can expect from this model. It has an excellent diesel engine, smooth on-pavement rides, something that not all trucks can boast of, and there is ample interior storage space throughout the truck. One of my favorite features is going to be found in the rear seating area. It's those in-seat storage pockets. Quite a bit more space in there than it probably looks like. This truck is best described as being a practical truck that is usable as a basic daily driver and is also capable of performing any task expected of a full-size truck based on what's under the hood. Based on information presented so far, no wonder this truck is highly desired without the changes and updates seen for the 2022 model year. When it comes to this particular model, it brings a balance of delivering as a truck while also delivering at the pump, especially in this day and age of, well, let's put it politely, outrageous fuel prices. In fact, this truck leads the way when compared to competition based on what is under the hood. And what exactly is that? Well, I talked about it earlier, the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder that comes in with 277 horsepower and 460 foot-pounds of torque. Keep in mind, this engine's torque rating is the same as that of the 6.2-liter V8. Power then makes its way to the ground via a 10-speed automatic transmission. Oh, and if you think I'm going to leave you hanging without MPGs, don't worry, I didn't forget about giving them to you. They come in at a rather impressive 23 miles per gallon city and 30 out on the highway. But there is one important thing to achieving those numbers. Here is what it is. Now, one thing about these trucks, if you want to get the gas mileage, this 275/65 R18 is not what you are likely going to want. You're going to need more of a stock style tire on this truck. This one's going to take a little bit more gas mileage away. Not a big deal necessarily, but I just want you to know what's there. That's always one of the best ways that you can get close to the estimated MPGs that any vehicle has by basically running the stock tire. For any truck owner, obviously hauling and towing capabilities are high on the list of questions to answer. Max payload comes in at 1,830 pounds, while towing comes in at a well-rounded number of 9,300 pounds. I say well-rounded because most people who buy this truck will never need to tow up to or over the 9,300 pound mark. And I can't leave out the 6-way multi-pro tailgate with its multi-function use. It can be used as a table, a bed extender with 2 different positions, a step to ease getting in and out of the bed, and also a seat. And in this particular case, it has the audio system built in as well. You know, I always talk about how we should rename these glove boxes something else because I never find gloves in them. Well, I think my buddy Wesley played a trick on me because there's some gloves inside of the glove box. I think he knew I was going to find that too. One thing I always like to show, just in case you're new to this style of truck, here are your child safety locks. They're not actually on the front doors. They're right here on the rear doors on both sides, just like this. Right now, it's not active. Push into that down position. As you can basically see by the diagram right there, it's active. So make sure if you're gonna hop in back here and there's nobody around to help you out if you get stuck in there, that you make sure this is in the up position, not like that. That way, you don't have to go crawling through that pass-through right there. And for some people, that's gonna be easier than others. You might just avoid that period. One thing I often hear from people is that on these 2021, really 2019 to 2021 models, that the interior is antiquated. It doesn't have the large screen, the 13.4-inch screen, or the 13.2-inch instrument cluster here. Even though this may not have the latest and the greatest, does not mean it's antiquated by any means. everything here is still very usable, very functional, and simple to learn and use. So I like that for sure. And just so we know, you see the mode selector right there. Here are your 3 driving modes. You have normal, sport, and off-road. The thing I like here is that unlike a lot of other vehicles out there on the road, when you choose a particular mode such as sport right there, when you turn the ignition off and back on, it doesn't default back to normal like you do in a lot of vehicles. I did a Lamborghini Huracan that did that one time. You would think something high performance like that would stay in the mode you choose to set it in. This truck also comes with multiple safety assist features, including emergency front braking with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, automatic high beams, which, by the way, if you want to know how to turn the automatic high beams on or off, that button is located on the rarely used, at least here in Northwest Louisiana, turn signal lever on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. You also have blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, and front and rear park assist, plus the rear view camera. You also have the rear view camera mirror. That way, if somebody really tall is sitting in the middle seat, in the back seat, and you can't see around their head, well, there is a way to get around that. Truly, no pun intended. All right, let's get out on the test drive. And I'll tell you one thing I really like about this truck is that you can definitely get up to speed no problem. Hear that engine doing its thing, getting me down the road. I mean, I'm barely at half throttle, if that much. This truck has plenty of get up and go, especially when you're not hauling or towing or whatever the case is, or having a voice crack like a teenager like I just did. Okay, that doesn't affect how the truck drives, but at least it'll give you a laugh. So let's cruise on down the road here. I'm driving in sport mode right now, so let's do this. Let's change our driving mode. I'll do this and change to normal. Let's see how we do here. Still absolutely no problems whatsoever with acceleration. And like I said earlier in the video, this truck, for being a truck, has a pretty smooth ride. Obviously, you can make a lot of changes to these trucks depending on what you may want to do. But the thing I like the most, the heads-up display. I like the fact that it's right there. It's nice and bright. You can adjust the position. You can adjust the information on the screen. You can do a lot with it. You can adjust the brightness. So very usable, very nice, easy to get used to. I think that's just something you can adjust to just like that, even if you've never had it before. One thing I love about these GMCs, whether it's the updated 22 models or the older versions, the heads-up display is just one of the best in the industry. And if you like the column shifter, it is still available even on the newer trucks. But if you were going to buy a 21 model, well, obviously you know you can get that. So one more little acceleration pull. Let's go all the way to the floor this time and see what the difference is. Well, I tell you what, I think this truck wants to be a race truck. Or maybe it's just the race driver who's driving it that's causing that. Now, one thing I will say here, the seating and everything is nice and comfortable. The steering wheel is comfortable. The one thing that takes some getting used to is that rear view camera mirror. The first few times you use it, yeah, it's a little interesting to go from looking up here to looking in your side view mirrors. It's just takes some getting used to, but once you do it after a while, it's no problem. Overall, a great truck, very easy to use, very easy to learn, especially if you're coming into this kind of technology for the first time as far as the infotainment screen and all of that. A lot of adjustability here with the power driver and passenger seats. You do have the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. You can position yourself as the driver any way you like to be comfortable. You're gonna be comfortable no matter what. You just gotta find your right position, but it's not hard to do. Overall, I have to say, if I was looking for a used truck, this would actually do a pretty good job of filling the bill, even without having the most powerful engine under the hood. You don't always need the most power to get the job done. Now, just in case you were wondering what this truck looks like with the lights on, we'll give you a quick view of how that looks. In fact, we'll take a look from the rear right here at the tail lights. In fact, you can see the cab light up there. You can also see the in-bed lighting, which is different on this model. On the newer trucks, it's going to be right back here, kind of angled in, but you're still going to have good coverage within the interior of the bed as it sits. And We've got the tail lights right here, got the light on the rear right here, and then something we normally don't get to show, in case you wondered what the license plate lights look like, if I can keep from getting that word jumbled around in my mouth. And there you go with what the lighting looks like. The best view I can give you for now, until maybe I can do a nighttime test drive with one of these trucks. And as we hop inside real quick here for a look in a darker atmosphere, obviously I have to say a special thanks to my buddy Wesley for loaning me his personal truck for the day, his new personal truck for the time being, at least for the day, and all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out another of the videos that is on the screen right now, and I will see you there.